I'm going to tell you a story about how to become confident in my own way. This is how I essentially built the confidence I needed to build my first ever business. This is when I was just 19 years old and I really knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't have the confidence to actually approach people and sell my services. I was a photographer. I was taking classes in my college, and I was actually pretty good at photography and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to turn that into a business. The guy that I was dating at the time, he was also into photography. We actually met because he was working at the developing place that developed my photographs. Back then, you had to develop stuff. So that's how we initially saw each other, and we ended up meeting like a couple weeks after that. But essentially, getting the confidence you need, especially as a young entrepreneur, takes a lot of like inner strength. And the only way to get that is by putting in the work, by putting in the actual hours to show your skills, to show you're actually serious about your business, you're serious about your work ethic and what you do, and you have to continually put that out there. You got to continually show up in that way, like, hey, listen, I'm going to be photographing this thing, and then constantly talk about it. And now it's so much easier because there's social media where you can actually document the process. Where back then, I had to have a portfolio that I would bring to clients, and it would be like just a standard like one of those binders that hold photographs, and it would be of different events and at different things to show that I was serious, that I was actually working on my craft. I showed the fact that I was actually in a college for photography and that I was really passionate about it. I would talk about the types of photography I'm really interested in, and they could just tell how much I love photography, and they could see it in my work that I was dedicated. And that's essentially how you build any really successful business, is be so passionate about what you're doing every day that it's just builds your confidence, because you know exactly what you're saying. You know what you bring to the table. You know you have value. And it's just going to come off like you're confident, because when people start to doubt you because you're not very clear on exactly what you know, then they're going to hesitate and they're not going to want to buy from you. Was it hard when I was 19 actually running a business? Yes, definitely. A lot of people didn't want to hire me or my partner at the time because we were doing luxury photography. We were going into the biggest places in DC and in Pennsylvania and other places, and actually photographing these big events. And so, it took a lot of confidence because there was a lot of also competition too, you could say, but we never let that be our setback. We never were like, oh, they got somebody else to give them a bid on their photography. We would point out how we were better, like our angles were better, our lighting was better. We had a better workflow. We were just now introducing a digital process. Now they could have digital prints. Now they could have something that lasts longer than just a photograph. We were going to actually give them the rights to the photos, where a lot of people were keeping those rights. So, there was a lot of things that we had to show that we were confident in knowing what we were doing, but also that we were a lot more willing to work with the clients. So, it's a trade-off sometimes, but it builds your confidence when you can speak like that. So, get confident by actually doing what you enjoy doing, because it's just going to resonate a lot more.